convening the hearing virtually using Zoom. And we have with us the petitioner, Ms. Patel, her attorney, Ms. Menon, Ms. White and Ms. Fincher from Henry Defax, and Ms. Schrock, who is appointed as the attorney and guardian ad litem for the minor child, and Mr. Skowronek, from the lawyer for Henry Defax, is with us. Ms. Fincher, did you do the safety assessment of the Patel home at the court's direction?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you find any concerns about that as a possible placement for this child?
No concerns, Your Honor.
Anybody have any questions for her on that regard?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor.
I'm not trying to steal your thunder, Ms. Menon, but they're busy people, and if I can get them out early and not have to be here for the rest of the hearing, that's what I'm trying to do. Do you have any need for them to continue to be here after they've told me what they told me?
No,
And
Your Honor.
also, if you want, we can, if nobody objects, we can introduce their report into the record too. We do that.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't, maybe once or twice I'll have somebody object, but that's usually when it's got a lot of scuttlebutt in it. But all right, so we'll put the report into record. I don't have my hand on it; it's in my file. Let's see, it's dated February 8th, 2024, so that will be in the record in their testimony. Would you like to be excused, Ms. Fincher? Of course, I'll keep Ms. White here till the end. Will that help?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ooh, and she's your supervisor. You're in trouble. Mr. Skowronek, you want to stay for both of them?
I'm going to ask that we all be excused. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, y'all are excused. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Even if you were late, I'll hold you a few minutes. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. My name is Meghna Menon. I represent the petitioner, Ms. Sushma Patel. Ms. Patel is the minor's aunt from her father's side. Today, Ms. Patel seeks that the court find the minor dependent under OCGA 15-11-222 and therefore award her custody of the minor. The minor was born in Gujarat, India, and she is currently 17 years old. Her mother abandoned her and her father is neglectful. Her mother left the family in 2020 and has not contacted the minor since. Her father works extremely long hours, and as a result, the minor is responsible for providing basic necessities such as food, clothing, and hygiene products. As a result of the abandonment by her mother and the neglect from her father, the minor came to the United States to visit her aunt, so she could take a break from the stress of her home life. The petitioner saw how much the chaos in the minor's home life was affecting her and decided to petition the court for custody of the minor in order to provide the minor with a stable home environment. As we will demonstrate through testimony today, the minor has adjusted well to life in the United States. The petitioner is able to provide for the emotional, financial, and educational needs of the minor. The minor is able to attend school and focus on her studies. Living with the petitioner, the minor has enough food and a good place to sleep. She is free from the neglect and abandonment she faced in her home country. As such, it is not in the best interest of the minor to return to her home country of India. A finding of dependency by this honorable court also enables the minor to file for special immigrant juvenile status under Section 101A27J of the Immigration and Nationality Act. This provides a pathway for the minor to have lawful status in the United States, where she can remain with the petitioner. It is in the best interest of the minor to stay in the United States with her aunt. If I may proceed, Your Honor, I would like to begin with the testimony of the petitioner.
Go right ahead.
How long have you lived at this address?
20 years.
What is your relationship with the minor real petitioner?
She's my niece, my brother's daughter.
Where and with whom does the minor currently live?
She lives with me and my family, which consists myself, my husband, and my 2 children.
When did the minor start living with you?
She since May 2000, May 25, 2022.
Do you know where Prial's parents are?
Yes and no. Her dad, he is in India. I'm not sure about her mom.
Is Prial's father able to take care of her now?
No, because he's undergoing a lot of stress. He works late hours and like long hours, and he works at night too. So very difficult to take care of her.
What about Prial's mother? Is she able to care for her?
We don't know where she is.
Why did Prial come to the United States?
She came to visit me on visitor visa.
Why are you filing the current petition?
She came to visit me in May 25th, 2022. She's having trouble in the school, and she wants a break from what was happening at home. Then I realized how bad her mother's abandoned her and her father neglects had a bad impact on her. I felt like I need to help her as much as I can to give her a safe and stable environment.
Are you currently employed?
Yes,
Where are you employed?
at Dugal Insurance Association,
What is your monthly income?
around 3,500.
Are you financially capable of providing a safe and supportive environment for Prial?
Yes,
Are you providing for her food, clothing, and healthcare?
yes,
Have you enrolled her in any school in the United States?
yes.
What is the name of the school?
High school,
What grade is Prial in?
12th grade.
What is Prial's daily routine like?
Like she wakes up and go to school, and she stay after school because she's doing extracurriculum. She comes home around 5:36. She does her homework and sleep.
Does she have her own room?
Yes,
Does your family get along with Prial?
yes, she's become a part of our family.
Is Prial married or has she ever been married?
No,
Do you think it is in Prial's best interest to go back to her father in India?
no. If she go back, she's like nobody can take care of her over there, and she's now climatized to her life in the US. She has ties with my children and established the community ties in the US. She's attending school and pursuing her education. If she goes back to India, she will be further neglected.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Rock, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Prial, could you please state your full name, date of birth, and place of birth?
Real Hemal.
Who lives with you at this address?
My aunt and her family.
Where do you go to school?
I go to school at school.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior, 12th grade.
When you were living in your home country, how many people did you live with?
So before my mom left, there was 4 people in the house: me, my mom, my dad, and my sibling. And after she left, me, my dad, and my sibling, we moved in with my aunt. So then we had 7 people in the house.
Where is your mom?
I don't know.
When did you last see her?
2022, like the ending, December.
Mm.
Oh wait,
Can-
2020.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
2020.
Okay. Can you tell me about the home and living conditions in your home country?
So before my mom left, we had a decent house. We used to live in a good society. I had a lot of friends there. We used to go out on weekends. I had time for myself. We used to spend family time together. And then after she left, we moved in with my aunt. And she used to live in an apartment. So, and there were like 7 people in the house. So, no time for myself and a lot of people around. So, no privacy.
And did you have your own room when you were living with your aunt in India?
No, I shared a room with my sister and my dad.
Excuse me. Who was taking care of you in your home country?
Before my mom left, it was her, and even my dad would spend time with us on weekends. And after she left, no one.
How are your living conditions now that you live with your aunt here?
I like it here. I have a room to myself. I have privacy. I go to school. I enjoy school, and I keep myself engaged in school activities like clubs and sports.
Do you think it's best that you stay with your aunt here?
I do.
Do you like living with your aunt and get along well with her family?
I do.
Are you getting proper education, healthcare, and basic necessities from your aunt?
Yes.
Do you want to go back to India?
No.
Who would take care of you if you were to go back to India?
No one.
Why would you not want to go back?
Because back in India, when I was neglected by everyone, it affected my mental health a lot, and I couldn't focus on my studies and like my overall development. After I came here, I'm doing much better at studies, and I'm very happy mentally. It's been, yeah, decent.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Rock,
No, sir, I don't have any questions.
all right. Anything further? Ms. Menon?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Rock, do you have anything?
In reviewing the DFACS report and speaking to the minor child, I'm in support of the petition. I don't know, we had some discussion when we were here last about temporary custody versus permanent custody, and I'm not sure if the request is now for temporary custody, but regardless, I do think it's in the best interest of the child that custody be granted to my aunt.
All right, anything further? Excuse me.
Your Honor, I just have one quick thing. In reviewing the files for this case last night, I realized that we accidentally sent a draft version of the order instead of the actual finalized order. I emailed Ms. Gaskill last night with the finalized version, and I'd be happy to come and drop it off in person in court if that would be more
You mean a proposed order?
yes, the proposed
Yeah.
order, Your
I've
Honor.
got court all day. I'm not going to have time to look at it. Don't make a trip down here for that. Just email it to her.
I did last night, Your Honor. I
She
just
says
wanted
she has it.
to
She'll
make
send,
sure that
she'll forward it on to me,
okay.
and then I'll get a chance to look at it. I asked you to look at the code to find what provision you contended authorizes an award of permanent custody. Did you find anything?
Yes, Your Honor. So I looked through, you know, I spoke to our senior attorney and kind of went through why exactly we ask for permanent guardianship. There's a requirement that whatever juvenile order is granted be valid both at the time of filing and adjudication of the SIJS statute or petition. But that requirement isn't necessary if a child welfare permanency goal is reached, which the statute specifically defines permanent guardianship as one of those permanency goals. So it's not necessary to have permanent guardianship, but we do, ask for it just so we can cover all of our bases in the further petition for SIJS statute or SIJS status.
All right. I'm going to do a little more looking on my own, and I will give you a ruling as soon as I can. I've been out of the office for a few days, so I'm somewhat behind. but I'll get to it as soon as I can, certainly within the next week or two.
Mhm.
All right. What kind of student are you in school, Ms. Patel?
I'm a good student. I have all A's and all the teachers like me.
That's good. No discipline issues at school?
No.
I don't get to see too many people like that. I get to see the ones that are making zeros in their classes and keeping their disciplined assistant principals busy. But glad you're doing well, and I'm glad you like where you're living. Good luck to all of you, okay? Your lawyer will let you know when I've ruled. I'll send a copy. Well, if I've got your address, which I'm sure I do, I'll send a copy of the order to you at the same time I send it to your lawyer. Okay, let me make
Okay.
sure. 310, well, tell me what exit. I've only lived in Henry County for 31 years. So I have trouble. I don't know the exit. I couldn't tell you the exit number that I live off of.
Do you know the Sam's Club?
Yes.
Is near to Sam's Club.
Okay, that's Jonesboro Road.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Well, like I said, I've lived here 31 years and almost nobody's address I've ever heard of before. I have no clue where it is. And my defense to not knowing my exit number, which is no defense because I just don't pay attention. But I don't know how many years ago, the state decided to change the interchange numbering systems from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the exchange number corresponded with the mileage from the state line.
Right.
That's why.
Yes. Yes.
I can't get them straight because of the old ones, but I never knew the old ones in honesty. So I don't try. I can tell you the name, the roads they intersect with. I just don't know the numbers.
Right.
All right, y'all take care. We'll conclude the hearing.
Thank
Brooke
you so
Norris
much,
is
Your Honor.
here. Take
Thank
care. The current temporary custodian, Ms. Powell, is here. Ms. Miller, the guardian ad litem attorney appointed for the child, is here. Ms. Crane, the attorney, is here. And Miss Alexis, I don't have your last name in the file where I can catch it. What's your last name?
It'll be Love. I'm the case manager, Henry County DFACS.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can put up your case on your motion, Ms. Crane.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, we're going to address the legitimation. Mr. Brandon Hendricks has filed a petition for legitimation of the minor child, Nathan. Mr. Hendricks is a resident of Spalding County. He has completed DNA testing, which the results were attached to the petition when it was filed. DNA testing shows that he is the biological father. Mr. Hendricks has not abandoned his opportunity interest in the legitimation of this child and is asking the court today to legitimate his relationship between himself and Nathan Allen.
Does anybody dispute that he is biologically the father of the child?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Does anybody contest or disagree with his being declared the legitimate father of the child, which would give him and the child the ability to inherit from one another, and he would stand in the place of a legal father as if the child had been born in lawful wedlock?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Ms. Miller, as the guardian ad litem attorney for the child, what's your position?
I don't have any objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Hendricks, is the information your lawyer stated on your behalf, is all that true and correct?
Yes, sir, it's correct.
and the court find it's in the best interest of the child that legitimation be granted and they be entitled to inherit from one another and he be declared the legal father of the child. Does Nathan have a birth certificate that identifies his full legal name?
Yes, he does.
What does it say?
Nathan.
Mr. Hendricks, do you have a full name on your birth certificate?
Yes, sir, I do. It's Brandon.
Be sure your proposed order has those full legal names and the correct birth date.
Yes, Your Honor.
The clerk told me something about a motion filed while I was out last week about a custody issue, but I don't.
Yes, Your Honor.
We got 25 minutes and we're behind the 8 ball because you were late, so.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
If that's contested, we're not gonna hear it today. If it's uncontested, you can tell me what the agreement is, but.
I believe that the placement is contesting it. The mother does not have custody of the child, and the child, the Department of Family and Children's Services wanted to place the child with his father. He was not legitimate at the time and was not in a position to take the child at the time, and he has now made the necessary changes and completed all of the requirements to be able to take the child.
Well, even if the mother doesn't have legal custody, she still have a right to be heard on the issue.
Yes, sir. I'm not indicating that she didn't. I'm just saying that the child is in the custody of Miss Powell, and my client has filed a motion to have temporary custody pending the mother's completion of reunification or regaining custody.
Ms. Norris, do you have a position on that issue?
Yes, I have completed everything that DTACS has asked of me as I continue my drug screening until our next court appearance, which I believe is July 30th or June 30th. As we did court last month also, and we agreed that how everything stood was adequate by me, Brooke Norris, and Brandon Hendricks agreed. I don't think it's quite been a month actually. I would definitely, I'm sorry, I don't agree with this, so we'll have to speak on this matter at a different time. Now, he is seeing Nathan. That's wonderful. Whenever he is able to, if Brandon wants to change the terms, and that is what we are proposing, we're gonna have to discuss this because I don't agree with this motion.
Well, my notes from February indicate that said the child will continue to visit, but then it says that the child didn't have any regularly scheduled visits with Mr. Hendricks. When does the child visit with you, Ms. Norris?
I see them every day, every single day.
Do you live with grandma?
Yep. Since I've left rehab, I have been able to move back in with my mother. I reached out to Brandon.
That's fine. I just want to know. That's why you see him every day, because you're there every day.
Yep. Yes, sir. That is correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to hear this today, but I am going to give Dad some specified. Do you have any objection, Ms. Love, to overnight visits for Mr. Hendricks?
No, I do not.
Has the child ever spent the night with Mr. Hendricks?
Yep. Yes, he has.
Well, we set a review hearing in July when we were here in February on primarily talking about mom. Where does the child go to school?
He goes to school in Ellenwood, Stockbridge.
Okay. The school ends there, what, the end of May?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
They'll give me a hearing date the week of June the 10th. Until we come back, for this review hearing on the main case and the hearing on the petition for custody by the father, the child will visit with the father in the father's home from 6 on Friday to 6 on Sunday, twice a month. That you can just make it the well, let me see. Let me look at something. The 4th weekend of March, which is March 22nd to the 24th. Then I have the 1st and 3rd weekend of April, and the 1st and 3rd weekend of May, and then we'll be in court. Y'all are responsible for sharing transportation to get the child from one visit to the other. Y'all can meet at a halfway point. You can just agree to pick him up and take him back, or y'all, but you ultimately, if you can't agree, then you have to share it. If I haven't already told y'all, you have to all be civil, and not be rude and disrespectful to each other. And in the presence of the child, you cannot disparage, fuss at, badmouth either parent to or in the presence, or grandma for that matter, in the presence of the child or to the child. We understand?
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear anybody say yay or nay.
Yes, sir. We've never had a problem with that, ever.
Good. Mr. Hendricks, you understand?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Crane, if you'll draft me a short order about that visitation schedule as separate from the order on the legitimation.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll clarify. We have 4th weekend of March, 1st and 3rd weekend of April, 1st and 3rd weekend of May. That's Friday at 6 till Sunday at 6. The parties are to share transportation. That is either meeting halfway or one picks up and the other drops off, whatever it is. And if they can't decide, it's meeting halfway. Everyone's going to be civil. We won't discuss the case with the child or around the child. And everyone is going to not disparage any of the other parties to the child or around the child or in general.
All right. And the parties can agree, if they agree, to do something different about transportation. If they agree that dad can do all the transportation, then I don't object to that. But I don't think he should have to. I don't know what anybody's financial circumstances are, and I don't know how far apart they live. You said he lives in Fulton, so if he lives in North
Spalding.
Fulton, it's a good hike there.
Spalding.
Oh,
Spalding, Your Honor.
Spalding?
Yes, Spalding.
At the beginning, I would swear you said Fulton.
No, Your Honor, Spalding.
Well, the clerk says that I can't hear. She's
Okay.
sending me out for a hearing test today. Sorry. What? All right.
Question, Your Honor.
When you quit smoking while you're in court, yes, I'll hear you.
I don't know
Put
what,
it out?
sir.
Have you put your cigarette out?
Yes, I did.
Well, it better be out because you don't do that again. It seems like I said something to you before about
No.
smoking during court. I didn't?
No,
Well,
I had it on the table beside me, but I apologize. I'm a little bit nervous. I would ask before, if he is old enough, for you to talk with Nathan privately in your quarters before any final decisions are made.
All right. Well, he has.
I'll be speaking with him. Yeah.
He has an attorney and a guardian ad litem, and she will give some guidance to the court about if there's a need for that. I do not do it unless the guardian ad litem attorney is there, and unless the parent's attorney or the parents themselves agree, they're entitled to hear what he has to say. Sometimes kids will tell me things that they wouldn't say in front of their parents.
Yes, sir.
But that doesn't mean that I need to hear it necessarily. but I want to, I think all of you, if you think about it for a few minutes, will realize that this child was removed back, I think it was in August, from mom because of some issues mom was having in August, and DFACS has been involved. And so this child's life has been disrupted. Hopefully not as bad as some cases happens, but any disruption is a disruption for a child and his life and his sense of safety and security. And what I'm being presented with today, and we'll have to deal with in June when we come back, which is one reason I'm not willing to do it today, is you both are basically asking me to potentially move the child for a short period of time and then move the child again, which is not good for the child. This child needs to be moved one more time, and this child needs to be moved one more time back to a parent who is most suited to providing full-time or as close to full-time care as they can. So don't get your egos out of the way. And maybe this is something y'all, Ms. Powell said that y'all have all been getting along and there haven't been any problems. Maybe that's an omen for me that maybe y'all can come to some agreement. Maybe something that you're not totally happy with. Yeah, I'm not going to order you. I can't order you to agree to something. You may not, and then I get to do it. And unfortunately, sometimes nobody's happy with what I do. I do the best I can. But we don't cut children in 2 and 3 parts. So continue to do what you've been doing as far as drug screens, compliance with DFACS.
Yes, sir.
And follow the dad visitation and mom. The reason I'm not specifying your visits is you're living with him. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So I will see y'all. Let me make sure we have current addresses because Mom,
Your Honor, we didn't get the date in June.
I'm sorry. I may not have given it to you. I'm sorry. June 10th.
That's okay.
At 11 o'clock, and that'll be a live hearing here in the courthouse.
Thank you.
And we don't smoke in the courthouse either.
No, sir.
The Ms. Norris, I have your address in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I don't think you're still there.
No, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
You gonna be there for the foreseeable future?
Yes, Your Honor.
You cannot, you're responsible for letting us know should you move between now and the June hearing, okay?
Oh, yes, sir.
If you were still in Fort Lauderdale, isn't this the start of college spring break? You wouldn't, we couldn't find you.
Yes, it definitely got chaotic down there. It's good to be back in Georgia.
All right, we're going to mail a copy of this order, and then we'll mail copies of the order about the legitimation and the visitation schedule as soon as I get them signed and entered, okay? Y'all take care. Sorry we had to, Mr. Hendricks has a very busy lawyer who had to be in 3 places at one time. She handled it
Sorry.
well. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Love.
Thank you.
Thank you. And continue to cooperate with DFACS. Put that in the order, Ms. Crane, please.
Okay.
Your Honor, I do want to clarify. I'm gonna put that in there, but I do want to clarify. This is not a DFACS dependency case. This is a private dependency, but DFACS has been involved at the court's request. Is that correct? That was my understanding.
I think that's correct, Allison. I think the judge is gone.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I just wanted to make sure that
It's
I
a private
understood.
dependency. It's definitely a private dependency.